Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video. Now, we are going to be revisiting Get Meowth's Renolock. This is a deck that I played a few weeks ago, at the start of the Witchwood expansion, and it's one of my favourite decks in the game now. Sure, it's an early iteration of Renolock with Witchwood cards, but this deck has served me incredibly well. I love the inclusion of Corrupting Mist in this deck. It is a board clear. Yes, your opponent's minions survive for one more turn after you cast it, so they can hit your face, but they do die eventually. And that card has done so much work for me. It's helped me win games. Dirty Rat, wrecking combo decks. There are so many combo druids on the ladder at the moment. Togwaggle Druid, Malagos Druid, Bran, Dirty Rat will ensure that you probably pull out at least one combo piece. The deck is generally quite strong in terms of survivability because of Reno and Zola. You can get wrecked against some aggro decks if you don't draw your board clears and your Reno in time, but generally I'd say you're favoured. Big Priest can wreck you sometimes if they get that early start with Barnes on turn 3 or 4, with the, depending on the coin. And if you're not able to get down enough threats in time, because this deck can be very slow at developing your big threats like Mal'Ganis, Voidlord, by the time you get to play N'Zoth or Bloodriver Gul'dan, you could just be dead to, a whole board full of Big Priest minions. So yeah, Big Priest can be a problem, and I was facing a whole series of Big Priests, just one after another, and it made me really sad because they all had Barnes on turn 4. But anyway, let's have a look at one specific highlight of this deck in action on the Wild Mode ladder just at the end of last season, and it's against a Reno Priest with N'Zoth and Shadow Reaper Anduin. So, it's a Reno deck versus a Reno deck, and we're only looking at like the last sort of 15 minutes of the game. This is a very long game. We went, I think it was like it's like a 25-minute game. It was insane. Maybe 30 minutes, I can't remember. But anyway, N'Zoth comes down for him, and it's sort of the perfect twisting nether board here. Because he's a Reno deck, and if he has Zola in hand, the chances are he'll want to bounce N'Zoth back to hand and get another board full of value. So Twisting Nether is sort of really, really good there. Now, we have Reno in hand. We've made him take an extra turn of fatigue because of Loot Hoarder. Our Kazakus potions resurrect minions, which is excellent for us. And do you know what? I'm happy if he uses Dragonfire potion there. I'm happy because we're just gonna refill the board here. That is really, really good for us. Mal'Ganis on board. That means our face is protected from fatigue. At this point, I was feeling really confident. Really confident about winning, and then he does this. Light bomb. Sure. I'd seen the Dragonfire potion, and I thought I was safe. Nope, he had the light bomb in hand too. Well, now, you think, let's try it again. Let's get Mal'Ganis again. Nope. Nope. That's terrible. And that result there, 3 minions you dare not want to get back, made me really sad. Keep in mind, the last 2 turns playing the Kazakus potion were turns where I did not hero power. So I did not heal my face. And then you start to wonder, will that play into the result of the match? And with my, of the game rather, what do I call it, a match? Now with my health total at 17, I thought, do I end off here? No. Reno makes me feel a lot safer here. I don't know what those other cards are. It's unlikely he runs Mind Blast, because he's not a combo deck, he's a Reno deck. But I just don't know. I don't know, and so I don't feel safe. Therefore, Reno seems like the best sort of play there. And with Zola coming into coming down onto the board there, we get another Reno back to hand. So we're at 30. He's at 13. Yeah, and he's sort of feeling the same way. He's like, oh yeah, I've got to play my own Reno. Oh no, look, Zola too. So yes, Reno deck versus Reno deck. And at this juncture, I'm feeling the urge to press a bit of aggression, hence I play Enzoth. I feel comfortable at 26. I feel like I can't die, but maybe I can kill him. But there's another reason for this play. It may force out Psychic Scream, which we have not seen yet in this game. If he Psychic Screams this board, it probably assures our victory in this game. I mean, he has to Psychic Scream if he's got it. There's a lot of ridiculous damage on this board. He has to do it. And yes, there it is. Our deck gets refilled. 9 cards, pretty awesome. Oh look, Enzoth! And that's the danger of Psychic Scream. Not only do you put cards in your opponent's deck, you can put some pretty crazy ones back into cards that refill the board. So double Enzoth for me was pretty awesome. Okay, so the sheep come down. We're gonna do a bit of face damage. Pretty awesome. Attack of the sheep. So skipping forward here, he heals for 28. Reno Jackson saving him from certain death. But he's taking 9 fatigue damage now every single turn, so it's almost as if Reno has been negated by this fatigue damage. However, there was one card in his hand that would save him here. Right, Archbishop Benedictus saving him here from certain death. And that's just now added a more complicated twist to the game. Because now he's drawing cards from my deck, and you have to try and read what cards he's drawing, what cards he could have. It's quite difficult. If you look at my hand, I mean, I have healing, so I have Reno. I have AoE, I have board clears. So, we're in a good position here, and I could bait him into, you know, committing more stuff to the board, and then going forward with one of my board clears. Zola is going to guarantee that we survive for a fair bit longer, because of the synergy with Reno. So right now, we have 2 Renos, because of Zola. And that's reassuring, that is good to know. And he's prioritising here with board clears. He's trying to build up a board of his own. There's a little bit more healing for me. So, in this instance, what do I do? Hero Power to the face seems sensible only because I want him to commit more to the board so I can clear it. That's the strategy here. And we'll see if he falls for it. And yes, he does. So, Corrupting Mist, pretty decent here. I'm not afraid of dying. He'll only be able to activate his hero power based on having 2 cards in hand. So that's not a lot of damage. That's not a lot of repetitive damage from the hero power. So it's highly unlikely that he can kill me this turn. Hence why playing the Mist seemed fine. Okay. So he gets a slime on board. It's not the worst thing in the world. Reno Jackson here seems reasonable.
I'm almost out of cards.
So I still have 2 more goes with Reno. 2 more goes. 3 cards in hand. I guess I wanted to play it safe. Hence the Reno. Was it even needed though? Possibly not. And of course, you know, with Godfrey in hand, with Excavated Evil, I still feel confident at clearing a board. I have all the healing I could ever want. I even have a taunt, or 2. So our hand's looking pretty good, and despite him playing Benedictus, really good spot.
The shadows grow short.
Of course, he has the same cards that I do, and he has Reno. He has Reno and Zola. So this matchup, this game is gonna go on for a tad longer. Excavated Evil, fine. It gives him another card in his deck.
Almost out of cards.
But he'll soon be hitting fatigue. And we have another 3 Renos in hand. So how do we die in this game? When it comes down to it, our hero power is better than his. I mean, he can repeat his hero powers during his turns, but our hero power heals us. And, you know, as this goes on,
I'm out of cards.
you know, and he's out of cards now, there's going to come a point where he can only do 2 damage with his hero power per turn, because he'll be out of cards. So there'll be no repetitious swings with the hero power. And he's really recognizing the need to clear board here. But it means that his hero power is not hitting my face. And I'm just playing Tempo Reno. I think it's important to have the body on board. He's taking 10 every single turn now. It'll be 11 next turn. Yeah, it's important to have a body on board that can attack face. I have 2 more instances of Reno, so I don't need to worry. And we are, you know, we are really pressuring him here. Focusing on the minions. But he is taking so much more fatigue damage than me as well. And I'm just not going to play anything here. Well, getting rich again. That's 12. So the last card that he has is what? Oh, it's the other Reno. Okay. From Benedictus, sure. So in the end, we both had access to multiple Renos. But I think we were able to manage our resources relatively efficiently. He lost out in the fatigue war. He was taking more damage. So yeah, that's it. It's over, pretty much. I mean, there's no way that he wins. There's no way that he wins this game now. No minions. That's it. It's over. So yeah, that was like a 30-minute game. You only saw 15 minutes of it. It was exhausting to play. And the longer it goes on, the more prone you are to misplays. But anyway, let's look at one final game here. And this was a much quicker game against a mage. So yeah, we go from a 30-minute game to like a 5-minute game, which is quite refreshing. So, I think the assumption usually here is that it's going to be some kind of control mage or a secrets mage, an aggressive mage. And of course, it looks like the more aggressive secrets mage. So you're really looking for Reno, I guess. Maybe I should have mulliganed more aggressively for Reno. Oh, look, there he is. And that's game over for him. It doesn't matter what he does now, as long as I can survive until turn 6, I pretty much win the game. Reno is especially good in this matchup. Potion of Polymorph, very unfortunate for us there. We could have got the Void Lord out. It's very unfortunate. But yeah, in this kind of a matchup, they tend to throw a lot of spells to your face. A lot of burn goes face. And then if you can just Reno, you negate all of that damage. Although in this instance, he's putting pressure on via minions. So which is a bit different. So a good response to that is a well-timed, a well-placed Kazakus potion. That's the runes. Okay. But no matter what happens, as I say, we have Reno. We even have Zola to send Reno back to hand. I mean, if we do play Reno, there's a good chance that he just ignores Reno and continues to whack my face with whatever's on board, which would then give us an opportune moment to play Zola. But anyway, minion pressure has put us down really low here. But this Kazakus potion is pretty good. It's pretty good. Clears the minions. We were lucky to get the potion that we got. Armor gain was really important there. But he continues the pressure. So we're just going to Reno. Gonna be rich for 23 health. So, next turn, I think we have to Zola, assuming he ignores the Reno. Oh wow, Molten Reflection. That's a lot of pressure. Fugan is a 4/7 body. 4/7 body. That's a lot of damage. It's 4 attack each turn for several turns. It's a lot of damage. So, I guess just take Reno back to hand. Oh, done. Fine. Oh dear. Yeah. That was pretty sweet. So yeah, Renolock, still pretty effective, still very strong. Yes, there are different choices that you can make with cards, taking things in and out. Corrupting Mist, I know some of you guys who commented on the last video were not a fan of Corrupting Mist. I'm a big fan of it. I think it's won me several games. Dirty Rat. So at the end of last season, I was facing an awful lot of combo druids. Dirty Rat was game winning for me. So yeah, massive fan of that card. I just wish I had an opportunity to play Bran and Dirty Rat more often to take out, to guarantee pulling out at least one combo piece. Another card, though, that I guess I would take out now is probably Skulking Geist. When I first started playing this deck, I was meeting a lot of Jade Druids, and this was a few weeks back, and it made sense to play Skulking Geist. Dark Pact was a big thing before the nerfs, so again, it made sense to play Skulking Geist. I was facing Combo Priest within a fire, again, made sense to play Skulking Geist. If you are not facing decks, that would benefit from having, Geist in this deck, then you may as well take it out and replace it with something else for a similar cost that's a little bit more productive. So yeah, Renolock continues to be very strong, I think, in this meta. You're seeing fewer paladins though, and this deck was especially strong against paladin. So you almost sometimes wish for paladin to appear as your opponent just so you can defile away their boards, hellfire away their boards, play Kazakus on 4, then Reno on 6. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the meta though as we move forward now that these nerfs are fully in place and embedded. So thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys all again very soon for more One Mode fun.